Okay, so first up, for the laziest, quickest seitan recipe, you just need some gluten flour and all-purpose flour. That's gonna be the base of FutureLettuce's recipe. It's FutureLettuce over on TikTok. I'll leave a link in the description below to his video, so make sure you give it a click. Let him know that SauceStache sent you over. FutureLettuce, if you watch, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, man. So in the video, he's using about 100 grams of gluten flour, or like Vital wheat gluten, which looks to be about a half of a cup. It's not close to 3/4, in between a half and 3/4 of a cup. And then 30 grams of plain flour, which I'm assuming is all-purpose flour, which comes out to be about 2.5 tablespoons. Now in his video, he uses salt, pepper, garlic, and sage. Doesn't give like the measurements of anything. I'm gonna assume probably about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, teaspoon of garlic, and about a teaspoon of sage. Now I'm just gonna whisk the dry ingredients together. Now the video, he just starts adding water, saying add warm water and mix it until it comes together. Doesn't say exactly how much. I'm assuming since we have about 1/2 cup of the Vital wheat gluten, we're gonna end up with a little less than 1/2 cup of the warm water. So I just have 2 cups of warm water here, but I'm just gonna pour until it comes together, and then I'll let you know how much it is. Which ended up coming to about 1/2 cup. So right now we have this Vital wheat gluten ball that is loaded with essentially a homemade poultry seasoning, sage, garlic, salt, and pepper. So now we just need to turn this into little seitan bits. This is going together incredibly fast. So if you've watched my videos for a while, at some point you've heard me talk about Green Chef. Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company that makes eating well easy and affordable, with plans to fit every kind of lifestyle, including vegan, vegetarian, paleo, and keto. Now, I'm not one that normally follows recipes when I'm cooking at home, but I will say that Green Chef's recipes have never failed me. The recipes are quick and easy with step-by-step instructions, chef tips, and photos to guide you along. And I love that the ingredients come pre-measured, perfectly portioned, and mostly prepped. It really makes this easy. With Green Chef, it's easy to eat well and discover new recipes every week that you're going to love to cook. And then, I mean, look at these. I love how inventive this is. Wow. So gang, go to greenchef.us/SauceStache100 and use code SauceStache100 to get $100 off, including free shipping on your first box. That's greenchef.us/SauceStache100 using code SauceStache100. That's $100 off, including free shipping on your first box. It's awesome. Thanks Green Chef for sponsoring today's video. I am always loving on Green Chef. So now all we're gonna do is just heat up our skillet with enough oil to cover the bottom of the pan. I'm gonna kinda heat this on low, but I want it to slightly simmer. I know one thing with seitan is if you cook it too fast, it puffs up and you just end up with like a weird spongy kind of texture, which I'm assuming this doesn't come out to be from the way everybody's talked about how good it is. And I will say, because this gluten really didn't get a chance to rest, it is tough to tear. It's like tough to get off. It's like, really, it doesn't just come off like in this nice little strip. So let's fry this up. We're gonna fry it, we're gonna brown it on all sides. Once we get it browned, we're gonna throw a cover on it and let it cook for about 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know what the differentiation is between the two. I'm gonna do kind of a slow cook on the 10 minutes just to make sure it's cooked all the way through. Now for the sauce, in the video, FutureLettuce uses like a sweet soy sauce. I didn't have one, I didn't have time to run out, but luckily sweet soy sauce is pretty easy to mimic the flavor. Now this isn't 100%. This is not going to be 100% perfect replacement for sweet soy sauce. I know it's a different thing than what I'm doing, but this is gonna mimic the flavor and the texture enough to where you can get away with it. So all we're gonna do is just do a tablespoon of brown sugar with 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and then I have this ground ginger. You could use fresh ginger, but I'm gonna do, it's gonna be like 1/8 teaspoon, the smallest pinch amount of ginger, just to give it a little bit of that flavor. What I'm gonna do is just give this just a quick mix, and then I'm gonna throw it in the microwave for like 30-40 seconds, just to kind of melt down that brown sugar and make this just a pinch thicker. It's really gonna turn it into that sweet soy sauce we're looking for. And then there it is. Simple, not perfect, but it works. So at this point, we just need to add our sauces. Again, there's no exact measurements. From the looks of the TikTok video, FutureLettuce just started off with some sweet chili sauce, covered everything, make sure everything was nice and covered, it wasn't swimming in it. Then he added his sweet soy sauce, same thing, kind of just covered it up. And then it looks like just maybe a touch of sesame oil, tossed it all in. All we have to do now is just plate it up with some rice, top it with some sesame seeds, and we should have the laziest, quickest seitan recipe. I mean, look at this. It really does look wild. I'm stoked to try this. Okay, so it's just me today. Monica's not really feeling well. I am really bummed because this looks amazing. I mean, this looks so good. So, the sauce came out better than I imagined it would. It thickened up. Commonly when I make a sauce like this, I usually do like a little bit of like a starch slurry to give it that thickness, but FutureLettuce, you nailed it. Super easy sauce, and it really looks like, I mean, it coated really well. Everything looks great. Wow. Wow. It's crispy on the outside, almost like a breading would be, and that's because you're frying the seitan like right off the bat, but it's chewy in the middle. It's not spongy like what happens a lot of times when you cook seitan too fast. I'm really shocked about that. Don't know exactly what's going on there, and I want to investigate a little bit farther. It's not going to happen in today's video. There's definitely a crunch on the outside, which gives the appearance of like a breading, and then the chew in the middle, which gives the appearance of chicken. I mean, I just can't get over how good this is. Now, the texture, like I said, is really spot on. It has a great texture. It is a little tough, but I would rather have something that's a little bit more tough with a little bit more chew and bite than something that's like spongy. Sometimes seitan could be like a little gummy, chewy, you know, it has a little bit too much bounce. This doesn't at all. I mean, it really does have a nice bite to it. But the flavor's super mild. Now, I mean, there's all that flavor of the sauce, so it's like spicy and like you have all of those sauce flavors, which the sauce, I am just on the sauce on its own. Let me pick up just a... The sauce on its own, it really does feel like a simple version of General Tso's sauce, like something that you would get at your like Chinese American New York style restaurant. It's thick, it has like the chili peppers. Everything about this recipe is a 10 to me. I'm going to make this all of the time now. Like this is going to be something I'm gonna make all the time. And this is something that I believe that if you were to make this and just throw it on the plate of any meat eater, and I know I say that a lot, and I know a lot of people get mad at me. I can tell that it's not meat. Yeah, okay. This one is one of them where you're not going to be able to. I don't think. Heck yeah, FutureLettuce over at TikTok.